day after raid hours graced your ears was the best day of your life. But to us, it was Tuesday.
But a Tuesday.
That's right. It's JackJack 1620.
Yes.
That's 160. The JackJack. You all know him. You love him. He's great. Soon to be, crossing our fingers, community ambassador for the Aurora Masters Pokemon Go super team, whatever we are.
Super group.
His loyal manservant, JayT17N. What's going on, brother?
Not too much, man. It's been good. We're in the last, I think, quarter of the community ambassador process, which is awesome. Ooh. I know there is another community ambassador in Aurora, which is great.
Congrats to her.
Yep.
She does her thing.
Yeah, she does. And so with that in mind, like we had our Aurora Masters Pogo Happy Hour, which was awesome. We had a good turnout.
Was it Aurora Masters? Because like it's the OGs.
It was like that's why I was like, oh my gosh. Like all we needed, I feel like, was another table or two, because we needed like keyboard mashing, Cutie with the booty, some of the old Instinct crew. If we could, like, because young Petunia,
little
Vilro would have been nice to see. I need to reach out to them and see how they're doing, because I think they still have their Discord.
Oh,
it's just a matter of them like answering.
Like Christy, dude.
Oh my,
get
It's from Southland.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I think she's still play. I haven't seen. Wow, I haven't seen her in so long. Like
Corey.
I would love to get Murphy Laws. He's like, I think I'm done. I'm like, Corey, no.
I can't believe one event did it in for him, dude.
I think that was a heartbreaker for him.
I know, I understood.
And it makes me sad. I actually need to see if I could see his account, because I would like to see. It's been a hot minute. But anyway.
Okay. But anyway, we saw a lot of OGs. It was a great event.
Oh, yeah.
We love Heroes. They love us.
Yeah. And again, we're trying to build up the community stuff. That's our big focus with Aurora Masters. It's always been that community involvement, but I think we're trying to dive more into it. So if you want to just meet more of the community, come out to those events.
For sure.
I think
plenty more.
Alphanumeric, he got a Comfy and as a trade, which is awesome. And then I think hooked up Turtle Master with the Halucha.
So you're offering some nice
there's we have access to certain ones, so share the wealth. Like
regionals.
There's certain regionals, and obviously like with our GOTour on the horizon, literally this weekend.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be popping.
2 days of popping, finger popping each other's assholes.
What the fuck?
It's from 21 Jump Street.
I know. I just wasn't expecting it. All right, so if anything, this episode's to be a good prepare yourself, a good prep for the event. So it is going to be this Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be from 10 to 6 both days. Yep. And the main thing is I highly recommend you do your research, but we're here to just kind of give a Cliff Notes abridged version of the notes. So prior to it, we have the passes. Do you want to kind of dive into like what the passes are, or what your thought of them are?
So if you're talking about this new Fandangled thing that popped up just kind of in your face.
Yeah, just there.
I liken it. I don't know. I forgot what the official terminology is.
I think it's called a deluxe, like a pass or a deluxe.
In other
packs.
games, this is really popular. So in like Call of Duty or Fortnite, really popular games out there.
Okay.
They refer to this as a battle pass. And essentially it's just a gigantic list of things for you to do, achieve. Most of the time it's just play our game, do the things that you normally do in our game, and you're going to unlock levels of this battle pass.
I like it.
And the battle pass at every level will give you items, or in the case of like Fortnite, or in the case of like Fortnite or Call of Duty, it's like weapon skins or character skins or costumes or things like that.
Yeah.
In Pokemon Go, they recently added a tour pass. So this whole week they're considering the Road to UNOVA, because this will be the GOTour UNOVA. Mm-hmm. And this is a tour pass, and so there's you guys have probably noticed there's 2 ranks. There's the basic, don't have to pay for it, go through it, pretty cool. If you do want to pay, what was it? Is it 15?
It's $15 for the deluxe, 15? And then there's a deluxe plus, which is like 19, and I think you get to advance 10 ranks.
So so if you do let's call it the $15 for the base, you unlock deluxe, and that gets you things like Victini encounter immediately.
Yes,
that's the first rank And then basically you just have to play the game fairly normally up on this road to UNOVA. I think it's capped how much you can unlock per day.
About 5 or 6 raids.
And so it's like, because like the first from 1 to 2 was like 50 or 35 or something like that. From 2 to 3 is 50, that kind of stuff. And you get these points when we're saying 50 or 35. We're referring to essentially an experience, not necessarily experience like you're catching, but it's like it's its own meter that fills up as you're playing the game. So by catching stuff, by spinning stuff.
Well, I think there's like a point system, so you get like 50 points for like catching or battling a legendary or catching it.
So catch a legendary Pokemon gives you 50 points, hatch an egg gets you 10 points, and catching a Pokemon gives you 5 points.
Yeah.
You earn up to 150 extra points daily by completing certain tasks. And the best way to do those is, like I said, you catch Pokemon, hatch eggs, or if you're doing a lot of raiding, which there's a lot of raid targets now, and there will be for the GOTour.
Oh my god, they're almost overwhelming.
There's a lot going on.
I've been trying to battle the gym, and then it changes back to a raid. I'm like with Genesect, I was like, please stop. Like, I can't even trade this bug. And he's just like right there. And so another way to get some points is to do the daily tasks, and there's one for just the non-deluxe version, and there's one for the deluxe version or premium. So those are an extra 50 points each respectively. So if you look at that, you can get at least 5 levels just between kind of those things.
And for now, our daily task, or mine today, is catch 25 Pokemon and I'd get 50 points. So that's basically a rank.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So,
and the deluxe is, I think you just catch Snivy, the starters, you catch like 5 or 6 of them, and then that gets you that one for deluxe.
Yeah, so the Tour Pass Deluxe, and we can go on a little bit further. One thing that they did add for the Deluxe, and just a forenote here, is this pass will be a lot easier to unlock during the event this weekend, during the GOTour event. So if you're kind of frustrated with I'm only able to unlock 5 a day or 6 a day or something like that, don't worry. The idea is it's slowly leading you up to the actual event this weekend.
So don't blow through all your raid passes, please. Like, I thought I could just power through with Genesect, and then once I saw it wasn't going past 5, I was like, oh no, I'm not wasting these passes on a Genesect. And obviously, I think the raids leading up to it. So today is the release of the Swords of Justice. Okay. So you have Teriyaki Boy or Terrakion. Okay. You have Verizon or Virizion. And then you have Kabalion, and he's just like a dope lion looking thing.
The Cobalt Lion.
Yeah. They're out today, which is Tuesday. Okay. Tomorrow, I believe, are the Genies. Yeah. And they're more human form?
They're
that Terrarian? Incarnate.
Well, so
no, Terrarian is where they're like animals, like on fours and shit. Okay.
So that's when they're more like the genie.
Yeah, genie in a bottle, baby. Yeah. Okay. So they'll be out tomorrow, Wednesday.
Therian, by the way.
Therian, okay. And then Thursday, I believe, is like Kyurem. And then Friday is Zekrom. So you'll be able to do those raids. And again, once the actual days hit or the weekend hits of March 1st, it's on like Donkey Kong because the raids will be out. The passes, once I think that 10 o'clock hour hits, it's just open season. So to me, this is a great time to go through your inventory as a preparation. Go through your inventory, go through kind of the roster. Once the actual day starts, some things you want to keep in mind is making sure you have your bag space open.
I was going to really suggest that as the first thing.
Don't hatch all your eggs. Keep at least 2 near like the hatching thing, because I don't know if there will be missions to hatch eggs. Yeah. Even though the event will give you half hatch distance, and you also get what else? I think you get like double the Stardust, or half the cost to do trades, and you also get 6 special trades during the weekend, which is fantastic. But I'm not sure what missions we might be encountering, so if you do have to hatch some, it's better to have some already on the docket ready to go. Maybe a couple kilometers in. So that way, like a 10K or something, so you just have another 1K to walk or something like that.
My biggest thing is for the GOTour event, and we'll talk about more of this later, but the big things about the tours are the regionals in 10Ks.
Yes, baby.
And then there's a pass you can purchase for $5 more. I know it feels like they're nickel-diming everything here, but
it's worth it, though.
I feel like if that's what you're going for, that's what we did for GOTour Hoenn.
Yes.
That's what we've kind of done for the last few GOTours, because this is an opportunity
I've been saving these
to get the
incubators.
shinies of regional variants that we aren't typically able to get. Like Sigilif is an Egyptian exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Egypt anytime soon.
I would love to.
It'd be fun, but I ain't got Egypt money. So, like, I'm probably not getting that Pokemon normally for a long time. This is a great opportunity. Bouffalant, you can get, I think, New York. Still cool Pokemon, and I'd love the shiny.
Yeah.
And then Maractus, awesome. But I guess my point is, I'm not going to be hatching. I'm going to try to keep eggs in my inventory for now until the event. And then I'm going to do a quick hatch towards the beginning of the event, and then try to stock up on the 10Ks for those. So, to your point, my goal, and if you're playing differently, do that. But they're probably, the chances are not zero that there's going to be a quest for hatching eggs. So I do like that suggestion. But if you know how you want to play, like if you want to get more of those regionals, then like I would probably not even hatch eggs until the morning of the event, like before the event, or even at the very beginning of the event. Yeah,
and just some extra advice as a preparation is you can kind of pick what focus you want to do now. So there's a few extra things that are in your inventory. One is the Master Research Dazzling Aria, which is to get the shiny Meloetta.
Yep.
There's a lot of interesting perks in there. I'm not going to read through all of them, but it's a $5 pass. And you have 6 days from today, so you have to March 2nd at 8 p.m. to complete it, which is fine.
Which is Sunday.
Yeah, which is Sunday. So you got plenty of time to do it. Then you have the Road to UNOVA raid ticket, which includes bonuses, including extra 10,000 XP for successful raids, extra candy for 5-star raids, extra Exile candies for 5-star raids, double the Stardust, and 1 additional free pass per day from spinning the gym stops. And you get some swag in terms of clothing. You get extra Excel candies for some of the legendaries out, including Genesect. And then you get some Reshiram and Zekrom candies. So it's not a horrible thing. The only thing I don't see here is like, that's just for your general raids. So if you're a big raider, this might be a pass you want, especially if you're trying to work up to level 50.
Yes.
Or just build that experience up. This is a good pass for you.
Future level 60.
Yeah, future level 60 as well, because there'll be a lot of people raiding. So again, that's another reason to clear out your inventory. If you haven't bought bag space yet, like me, I've been one of those people to kind of hold off on the bag space. I think there's a box that has like
550 coins. Mm-hmm. It would normally be 700 or something, but it's got an item bag, Pokemon stores, so that's 50 each. And then the remote raid pass and the battle pass. So.
Yeah, it's not a bad purchase, but if this would be the time to boost up those inventories.
Yeah.
So that way, and again, with the raid stuff, that's just $5. Now the Iggy one, which is my interest because we were just talking about the 10K eggs, it's 2 hatch XP, 2 hatch Stardust, and 2 hatch candy. Now the only thing I'm not seeing here is like we've seen in past events, is like, does it boost your 10K availability?
The availability for the 10Ks.
And that's what I do not see here. So my concern, and it's something just to keep an eye out for, is watch your eggs as you do it. If you're trying to focus on 10Ks, stay on top of your egg hatching. If you're getting others, because there are other eggs available, there'll still be 2Ks and 5Ks out there.
Yeah.
So...
Or if you decide to open gifts during the
oh my god,
you get a 7K.
Don't do that. Like, there might be the missions to maybe open gifts and send gifts, so don't do everything beforehand. But if you don't cross that, I more save those to the end of the day and then do them.
Yeah.
But like, just make sure your egg inventory is full, because there is nothing about 7Ks giving you some sort of advantage here or some special hatches. So don't waste your time. But yeah, so kind of pick your path. If you're a raider, if you're a hatcher, if you're just trying to catch Pokemon, then make sure you have your Pokeballs ready. Make sure you are opening gifts prior to the event to get all your items, sort out what you need, invest in bag space if you need to, all that good stuff. Now, kind of diving into it, once the actual event starts, right now, if you have access to the Great Voyager box, and it's changed so many names,
It really
it's
has.
the 7,000 coin, 70,000 or 7,000 coin box. Sorry, that's 50 egg incubators and 50 super egg incubators. That is like the best purchase in this entire game I've ever seen.
It's really good.
And I think even stat wise, if you do like a cost ratio to like cost and return, that's your best buy. Simply because, again, you can hatch as many 10Ks as you can, especially if you have super incubators, because it's already half off. So half of that's even better, way quicker for hatching. I think check the weather. I think the weather's supposed to be nice, but have good walking shoes. Have your backup batteries ready. I know I felt really bad for the folks that went to LA because like last minute they got like a notice of like you can only have one battery the size of your phone.
Yeah.
And a clear backpack, like last second. And I was like,
Yeah, that one was pretty rough.
That was a shit move. And I still don't understand why. I always think back to when we went to Chicago because like clear backpacks, and I showed up with my clear backpack. That thing trapped so much body heat because I'm a big dude.
Well, it's plastic. Yeah.
It's plastic. It's on my back, so there was like moisture buildup.
Breathability.
Yeah,
it was already wet outside.
I could have started an ecosystem in that thing with how much I was like, my back was heating it, plus capturing the moisture from the Chicago air. So again, make sure you have your batteries ready. Make sure you have your charging cables ready.
Please do.
It's gonna be good depending on your. Yes. Sorry. So many people aren't drinking water. If you are one of those people that get dehydrated often, I would say it might be good to invest in some of those like IV drinks.
Yeah.
Like something that's getting you electrolytes. It's worth it because again, being hydrated is important. We don't want you collapsing. We don't want you failing or killing over before like your phone does out of exhaustion. So again, plan your stuff. I know if you're going to Wash Park, I know Wash Park seems like an awesome park, and it's not bad, but there's other, I consider them environmental considerations. Yes, it has plenty of stops. Yes, it has plenty of gyms, but then with beautiful weather comes also a lot of other people wanting to be at the park too. So there might be a lot of people, a lot of foot traffic, a lot of pets, a lot of kids, a lot of cars, and no parking. And then also your food situation. If you're there, like if you're going to be there, I highly suggest you bring a cooler with food in your car, so you have a little stop point to go and snack and eat. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever used the bathrooms there, but I know there are some bathroom stations there.
I've only ever done the one that's like it's not a library. It's that building that's by the boathouse.
It's like kind of like
but it's indoor.
Yeah, it's like an actual building.
But to your point, I haven't used the other bathroom.
Yeah, I know there's like that bathroom. There's the one like right by the park. And then like further south, I'm not sure. I just always remember the wake. Because there's two wakes. So that's if you're going to Wash Park. If you're going to Aurora Municipal Center, or what we always nickname AMC, there's plenty of walking space. Saturday, obviously the library will be open, so if you need to cool down, use the bathroom, that's a great...
They even got a little vending machine in there.
They do. But it's a great area if you need to cool down. The vestibule is a great area to sit in and charge your phone.
Yep.
They have a refill station. The area, if you are ADA in terms of like wheelchair access or like walkers, it's really nice because there's a lot of flats, like paved terrain for you to maneuver.
Relatively flat, and wide sidewalks for the most part. So AMC is always a good spot, and I think it's nice because it's condensed enough, like it's open enough and big enough to have a good event.
Yeah.
But so you got like a nice circle, right? You get to spin all your stops as you're going around.
And there's routes set
as you come back. Yeah. It's nice and concise is what I would say.
Definitely.
Wash Park's not bad. I know Littleton, I'm not sure where exactly you guys are playing, but like the mall there, like the actual mall itself is kind of lackluster because like half the shops are gone. But it's a fun place to play. They don't have as many gyms. Like there's only one gym like in the center of the mall. But
I need to put in some requests.
Need to get some gyms over there. But the rest of everything there's pretty fun.
Okay.
So that's not bad. But regardless of where you're playing, like Jack's saying, like make sure you got everything you need. Charging opportunities.
Plan for food. Plan for parking.
I downsized my phone fairly recently.
Did you?
Well, because I had the 13. I'm an iPhone bitch. And so
It's okay, same.
I had the 13 Pro Max. I had the big one
Big
for a
boy.
while, the big one with the big battery. And I would consider myself a power user of my phone. For the new one, I went with the 16 Pro, but I didn't go Pro Max. I wanted a smaller phone this time.
Okay.
And I chew through that battery pretty bad.
I'm fucking
I end
bad.
up charging it. I end up like needing to charge it most of the time, probably before I need to go to sleep.
Ooh.
If I'm really using it, but so like Pokemon Go, I'll probably need to charge it a bit. So
Yeah.
if you guys are in that boat, same as me, make sure you got your batteries. I did finally find like 3 of my batteries.
Did you?
So
Good.
it's like I got some batteries.
Heck yeah.
In the worst case, like you said, you just go plug in somewhere that's nice to hang out, like the vestibule, APL, or if you're like a lunch break.
Yeah, I like going to what is it called?
There's that
Sabor. Yeah, it's like right across the street from the Panda Express and the shell of what used to be Starbucks.
Used to be Starbucks, yeah.
Which is fantastic. I always love Starbucks just getting decimated.
That's crazy to me that they closed.
Good. We don't need any more coffee places. They destroy land. But anyway,
I want more Starbucks. No, I'm kidding.
No, I was like, if anything, go to Jamba Juice, go to L&L Hawaiian.
They got some banging places over there.
Yeah, there's lots of good food places, and there's also like in the same plaza, just on the same side of like Alameda between Chambers and Sable, there's that little plaza that has some good food places as well that we haven't explored all of them. But there's like a Five Guys. There's the
there's Einstein Bros.
Einstein Bros.
The Halal guys are over
yes,
there.
Halal's over there. I think there's like a bakery. There's like a Chiba Hut, I think.
There's a Chiba Hut, and then isn't there like a food...
There's like a food court
thing. I haven't even been in there.
And something
There's
with
all that
like...
stuff is there.
Oh, there's a boba place over there, Rare Tea.
Yeah.
So that might be what I want to stop by at.
We're just banging out.
Hell yeah.
But anyway...
So... Again, plan kind of like your thing, because this is a full day thing. If you're going to play, if your kids are playing, I would say, like, be honest with them outright. Like, I know lots of kids that think they're going to go, like, hard in this game and they can go for 2 hours and they're done.
Yeah.
Let them know. Like, if you're trying to play as, like, the parent, let them know. Talk with your kids. I think you should always be doing that. But
yeah, plan it out.
This is the event. Like, if you know they're going to tuck her out, maybe you don't bring them, or maybe you stay close to home. They tuck her out. You leave them at home with grown supervision, whatever, and you go out and have fun. Plan it out, but like strategize now while you have the chance. But diving into it, one of the main things, like we talked about, is the eggs. So to me, I think the 10Ks are pretty much the only ones really worth it, because you get Maractus, you get Buffalo, you get Sigalith, and then you could also get potentially Larvesta.
And Larvestas can be shiny. I mean, they've been able to be shiny, but it's always nice to get
Larvesta. And Larvesta is in the 5Ks and the 2Ks as well.
Yes. So if you do get the eggs that you are less desired, 2s or 5s, still a chance to get a Larvesta in there at least.
Yeah.
Not the worst.
Right. When it comes to the incense, make sure you have a few. I think
they can stack.
Yeah, and this doesn't say anything if the incense or...
They're an hour long each.
They're an hour? Okay. So that's something to just keep in mind. Is that including the gold?
Because
I always feel gold is excluded, but I just want
No, not the gold.
Dang it. So if you have golden lures, they might not be special. I'll try out some and just watch it.
Curious.
If it doesn't, oh well. Hopefully someone again has lures. When it comes to incense, it's going to be worth it because you can get the unknowns.
Yes.
Which is great. From the folks who went to LA, I guess I heard like the last 5 minutes of every hour was a Zorora thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So people were getting shiny Zororas. I don't know if they'll do that for us necessarily, but just something to kind of keep an eye out for. When it comes to the raids, 1-stars are going to have the Pikachus with all the hats. So if you care, they're there. The Pikachus will also be showing up, I think, probably for your incense as well, but it's more of the unknowns.
Yeah.
Your 3-star raid is going to be that two-tone dragon.
Yeah, Dredagon.
Dredagon. And then your 5-star raids, I think, are just mainly going to be like Reshiram and Zekrom, which is great to do all that fusion stuff.
Yeah, well, Kyurem will also be in 5-star rates, both the black and the white version, which is when it's fused with Reshiram.
Oh, okay,
and Zekrom.
perfect.
So you'll have the Reshiram and Zekrom for sure, and
Yay.
part of the other thing is like in the past and everything, they're trying to give people more of the fusion energy thing.
Yes,
because that was pretty tough with the Lunala and
it was
Solgaleo with Necrozma. Just the amount, like you needed like 1,000 each or whatever, or something like that.
Well, and if
I think
you
this
have
one's less, but
if you have good ones of those right now, it might be good to like star them, note them out,
yeah,
make them stand out. I don't know if this will have like once you fuse them, you can unfuse them, and if you could refuse them, if it's not going to be a cost. I haven't heard of anything yet.
Yeah, I haven't tried it out.
But I don't want to waste the energies because last time I did that, it was such a waste.
It was like,
I
fuse them for 1,000, and then I'm going to unfuse them. And it's like, oh, shit, I have to pay another?
Yeah, it's like, you lost that, you dumbass. When it comes to...
Mine's still fused.
Yeah, mine is fused. I left it.
I just left it.
As with every event, big global event, there's kind of like rotating biomes. So the first biome, the first wave is called the Winter Caverns.
That's right.
And so there'll be little Oshawott, Ragnarola, Woobat, Drillbur, Tortuga, Mincino, Vanillite, Deerling, Winter.
Okay.
And again, Deerling is one of the debut shinies.
The new shinies for this event, yeah.
Yeah, so these seasons are critical because you can find the shinies of each. The best way to know it's shiny is look at the flower. Instead of it being yellow, it should be pink.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye out for that. You also have Joltik, Clink, Tynamo, Axew, Cubchoo, and Cryogonal. All those can be shiny. I still think the top ones I'd be hunting for personally would be Drillbur, Tortuga, just because he's a turtle and I love turtles.
Do love turtles.
And Deerling. And then Cryogonal, if you didn't have luck in any of those researches or whatever. Easiest way to know he's shiny is like look at, I think it's
just bright yellow.
His core is like yellow.
It's like a cyberpunk colors.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Sick. Then the next biome is Spring Soiree. With Snivy, Pansage, Minna, Adino, Timber, Sawaddle, Venipede, Cottony, Petalil.
Petalil.
Ducklet, Deerling Spring, Fungus, Elomolola,
yep.
And Pharaoh Seed. And so to me, the top three I think I'd hunt for would be Pansage, Venipede, and the Deerling. Duckling is always, or Ducklet's always a good one because he's like pink.
Great shiny.
Yeah, perfect. Minna is also a good one because it's like bright yellow.
The one is pretty sick.
Really noticeable. And then Pharaoh Seed I think is like the blue instead of the green.
I thought it was more orange, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah. So that's a sweet one. Then of course you have Summer Vacation. That'll have Tepig, Lillipup, Pansear, Pidove, Blitzel, Typole, Darumaka, Dwebble, Archon, Trubbish, Deerling, Summer, Emolga, Stunfisk, and Rufflet. So again, my preferred ones I'm going to hunt for are Pansear, Archon, and Deerling Summer. I think some good mentions would be Blitzel, Trubbish, because he's just a good trash Pokemon. Whenever his Gigantamax comes out, it's going to be sweet.
Shiny Emolga's nice.
Emolga would be sweet too, because he was a kind of a hard one. Timepole, I still think will have its community at some point. Same with Darumaka. I want them to do a double, like a Fire and Ice.
If I never see Stunfisk again, it's too soon.
Dude. Right, but he'd be good to farm. Like all these would be great to farm XLs on. And then you have the Autumn Masquerade, which is an interesting like thing. So you'll have Patrat, Purloin, Panpour, Scraggy, Yamask, Gothita, Solosis, Deerling Autumn, both the Frillishes, male and female.
Get it.
Elgium,
yep.
Litwick, Golett, and Dino. So again, the ones I would hunt for is Purloin because I never really see that cat often. Deerling, Autumn.
Okay.
The Frillishes because they're just I think like hard to get because again you have two genders you're trying to catch, and then Golett.
I want the Golett, yeah.
I think those because for some reason with Gotham I have shinies of them, so many, and I don't know why.
They're so Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah,
like the model in the game.
Yeah, they're just so
like,
close.
in your face.
So those would be the ones I would recommend. So I
you
would
don't need Panpour.
They're here in the States.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we get access to them.
Why do I have so many of them? Now
yeah, I was like, because they here, baby.
Scraggy baby.
So those would be the ones I recommend. But again, go through, do your own kind of like analysis as to what you're looking for.
Pikachus will be in all the habitats.
Yes. So one thing to kind of keep in mind is with field researches also, you'll have the opportunities for all the Pikachus, all the Deerlings, and then as well as red and blue Basculins.
Yes.
And they could also be shiny as well.
Those, I was going to note, you also find those in the wild if you're on a route.
Yes.
For the Basculins.
Exactly. And I think, and from this graphic, and again, I still will just pay attention, obviously, but the graphic just shows the routes only show them, but it also shows like throw, sock, Heatmore,
pretty much all the ones that are in the 5Ks.
And Durant, yeah. All the 5Ks are basically the ones that can be out except for Larvesta. Yeah. So again, kind of pick your poison as to what you're going for. But again, if you're going for hatches, prioritize getting your incubators, all that. Like right now with all these raids, you can, if you need that candy, hunt it. If you have a group, hunt them, sure. But if you are a more seasoned player and you want, I would say pick your passes, use them wisely. Yeah. I'd much rather save my passes for the big boys that are going to be released, the Zekrom, Kyurem, and all that, or the fusion of them. So is it that you fight the fusion out there and then you get whatever form?
I think you get the energy for them, yeah.
Okay. So I would more save my passes for that. I'm hoping, and I don't know if, I'm hoping that if folks say New Zealand, because I think their time when they start their stuff is around like 2 p.m. our time.
The day before.
Yeah. Is about 2 p.m. our time. So if you're getting raid invites from there, I'm hoping like you might be able to get those. If you're not seeing that you're getting fusion energies, I wouldn't waste the remote passes. Do one as your trial because I think it'd be good to see. If you get a few, great. Do as many as you're going for. But if you don't get the candy or the exact energy you're looking for, don't waste any more time on it, would be my suggestion. So I think we've had that kind of lured into that false sense of like, oh, I'm doing a raid, I'm going to automatically get this, only to be smacked down by the Niantic gods.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Again, I'm not sure. They haven't said if remoting will not grant you anything yet. I just want that to be on your radar as a possibility because that's always been the case for every global event.
Yeah.
We don't know how things will pan out until like it's actually happening. But again, plan accordingly if you're trying to do raiding as like your top priority. Just be wise with how you spend your passes because I think Dotman was on a good track where he's like basically every 100 coins is $1. So that's if you're going to spend the extra dollars, just make sure you spend your dollars how you want to spend them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that stuff's not cheap. Like,
it's not. And like
to some people, it's negligible. Other people, it's not. It's a lot. I mean, even the passes, like the $5, it's a good chunk of money for a game. Like a game
that's supposed to be free.
The $15 could be a tough ask. But one thing we haven't talked about is the Lucky Trinket.
Yes.
That's at the end of that tour pass, but that's only on the premium path.
Yes.
The premium, and so again, if you do the premium pass, it's $15. Mm-hmm. And it's 100 levels to get to the what's called a Lucky Trinket, and we can talk about the Lucky Trinket here in a second. But I was just going to talk about the getting to 100. Friend of the channel, Richie, Richie Moore, and his mother went to LA for the in-person event. And he said he's able to do this in about 4 hours, right? Finish the 100 levels.
Yeah,
and again, it's
blaze through.
You're catching Pokemon left and right, so you're getting those. You're probably hitting a raid every now and then, especially if you're on like kind of the charging wind down time and there's not enough spawns around you immediately.
Yeah. Especially if you're getting 50 points every raid.
Time to raid. Yeah. So you can bang through the thing, and then by the way, the pass goes all the way to technically level 250. And everything after 100 is extra Stardust, which isn't bad to have.
Give me all the dust.
Always a fan. Do note that if you're doing that kind of stuff, popping star pieces and lucky eggs are pretty nice.
Critical.
So you can get as much out of it as possible. So back to the lucky trinket. You unlock it on the premium pass at level 100 of the
missions.
And essentially what it does is it guarantees you a lucky trade with a friend as long as you guys are great friends or better. So you don't have to be best friends. You don't have to be ultra friends or whatever. You could be great friends. You can't be just good friends. You got to be great.
Got to be great.
Got to be great. But that being the case, for instance, say you and I both got the lucky trinket. Mm-hmm. And you're like, hey, JayT17, lucky trinket. We're lucky friends. We can do our lucky trade.
Yeah.
I have a lucky trinket. I can be like, hey, JackJack. Lucky friends again. It doesn't absorb both of our lucky trinkets in that case. So again, this is I saw it being used by YouTubers, the kind of famous YouTubers or whatever playing Pokemon Go. Yeah. They're using it with their fans because like, hey, we're only great friends, but we can be lucky friends, so we can lucky guarantee a trade of our choice. So you only get the one from this pass, so use it wisely. But I think it's an interesting item.
It is. I think that's one, like, if you're meeting someone that has something incredibly rare that you really want, I would save it for that.
Yes.
Because if you're already best friends with someone and you're doing it, like, you just have to stay on that grind. If you see that person maybe once a year, I can, or once in a blue moon, I can understand using it then.
The only thing I don't know is if it disappears.
Yeah. I thought it had a limited time of usage. And again, that's something, because I think I had looked it up to see. I thought it had like a time span, because my phone is sadly dead. I was not paying. Hey, it had to die at some point.
It does. But yeah, so I got. You must be great friends with the trainer. That's so funny.
Lucky trinket.
If you do not want to allow other trainers to use their lucky trinkets on you, you can disable this permission in the friends section of your general settings page.
See, now here's what I see. So how to get lucky trinkets? So you get it with the deluxe pass. You can also grab it when you... Even then, if you get the lucky trinket, it is set to expire on Sunday, March 9th at 6 p.m. local time.
So a week after.
So make sure you use it if you get one.
Yeah, I was going to say, higher up on this Pokemon Go, what is the lucky trinket thing? It does say the lucky trinket will only stay in your item bag for a limited time, so don't forget to use it. So you'll have it for about a week after the event. March 9th is the Sunday after this event ends.
Yes.
So, again, use it wisely, I would say.
As I've harped so many times, if you're friends with people that have good Pokemon,
yes,
or you have a buddy list with people who just aren't active,
get
active. Like, open your messages, talk to these people.
Yeah.
Like, I already have in mind, there's a account I know, a buddy I know, that has a shiny Gigantamax Gengar.
Oh, yeah?
And I would really like it.
Oh, yeah?
So that might be the one I'm holding out for potentially.
Okay. That's a good
especially because we haven't got Gigantamax Machamp yet.
Not yet.
So I think that one will be the one I'm like...
pretty big. I like that.
Yes.
I want the Gigantamax. I need G-Max Snorlax, dude.
Well, and see, and my hope too is, again, as soon as I heard this and I read it, I was like, this is another trial. I love trials, because if it's something that sticks, let's make it stick. Yeah. Because I think that's great. I think it's, again, engaging a different element. We always, once you get your best friend, you're just like, oh, there you go.
Well, and even to zoom out of just the lucky trinket, I think the tour pass is kind of trial-y.
Yes.
I like it. It's like refreshing because it's a slightly different way to play, or at least a slightly different incentive to play.
Yeah.
You're going to unlock all that stuff playing the game as you normally would, especially during an event like this, which is cool, but it's nice. I mean, you get that, the endorphins, right? You get the...
Endorphins?
Yeah, the endorphins. Carla and I just call it endorphins. So it's like or
it's
whatever.
accurate.
But you get your endorphins, you get your catharsis by unlocking things, especially steps of the way. That's why in PlayStation games, trophies are so popular, or gamer score for your Xbox games, because it's like you get that little blink, you've unlocked an achievement, and you're like,
And see,
yes, I'm vindicated.
The endorphin hit I got, I think the best one outside of Pokemon Go was from Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
When the little firecrackers are pop.
Oh,
when you caught the Pokeball, I was like,
yes! The Legends Arceus Pokeballs are so good.
Yeah, I just love seeing that little pop. I was like, I get it.
But I mean, that was another, like, you play Legends Arceus and you're like going through the Pokedex and you're like, I can't just leave it at 2 stars or 3 stars. I got to get all 10 stars.
I was just looking at it when I was playing recently to finish and I got my shiny Enamorus.
Oh, yeah?
Nice. And I was like, wow, I still have more of this I need to play.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at it, because like you said, it'd been a hot minute since I got into it, but it comes back like real quick once I'm like, oh
that's
okay.
Right, that's right.
And so like with this game and everything, like I did like that they have it. I'm hoping they do something like, I want to see like Brock's Battle Pass, where it's like, we're having a rock theme. Here's all this stuff. Yeah. Here's your missions and this. Buy me for $5 and you can potentially get a shiny Crystal Steelix.
Well, because
I'm like, bring him to me.
Niantic is, allegedly looking to sell their property. And one of the possible candidates is known for a lot of microtransactions or something like this. So this kind of almost feels aligned with that. The idea is, I think I like this because there's the free way to play it, and then there's the premium if you want to pay for the premium. But you don't have to. So it's not like, haha, you didn't pay the $15, you don't get any of it. But it is very lucrative if you do pay the $15.
Yeah, and like you could see, like there's a significant difference between the deluxe and that. Because I thought, okay, maybe it's just the trinket is what this $15 is gonna like treat me to. That's not entirely the case.
Yeah,
you go through all like 100 levels, because this doesn't even go beyond what is past 100 for like what I had pulled up.
Right,
and some of it has like, you get, instead of like 10 legendary candies, you get 25.
Yes.
Which is nice. So like those are extra raid passes you wouldn't have to use, or walking those extra like 100 plus 20-kilometer runs to get a candy for your legendary. Like that's something that is just part of that package. So those are all things that I keep in mind when I was kind of doing the math behind like, is this worth it or not?
Yeah.
And after I assessed, I was like, yeah, I think it's worth it, especially for that lucky trade, because lucky trades, even with having more consistent friends opening gifts, still take some time. Like it's been months since we've had, or a year since we've had a lucky trade between us two.
Yeah. And
so most people lucky trades, unless you're more consistent, even then, it is not like a monthly endeavor.
Yeah, I mean, I always joke about it, but like Carla and I, we've had maybe one lucky trade like guaranteed through all of our gift opening and stuff, and raiding together, and we played decently, a decent amount together. But Kyle and I will fucking open a gift in every other day. We're lucky friends again.
They're just like you two.
Yeah, they're just like, you guys have a bond apparently, and
a
it's just
deep
like
bond.
that's because we both like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
I will note, in case some of you guys were wondering, and I don't think you were, but maybe you were, if you do the deluxe pass, you get both sides. So you get the basic and the deluxe.
It's actually pretty sweet.
So it stacks. It's pretty nice. Like you said, you get a ton of, this one you get a bunch of encounters with various Pokemon. Most of the time it's going to be the starters, but there's other ones going on there too.
It's also retroactive. So like, as soon as, say you buy it and you're on like rank 20, it'll open up all the other ones for you as soon as you purchase the pass.
So it's not like, oh shit, I already got to level 20 on my own basic pass, and I have to start again with the upgrade. No, they'll just unlock all the 20, so you get your Victini, you get everything there. I think it's neat. Like I said, it just gives me a different way to play the game, or another incentive to play the game, to get some more value out of my time. And that's what I'm mainly looking for, especially as I've shifted to this more like, I'll play around the big events, and I'll play casually, very casually, every now and then. I got a gym on my apartment, so I gym battle with
lucky bitch
ass mystics. But I'm
always doing something.
Oh, they're terrible, dude. They're terrible. Anyway, so I still play daily, or at least open up daily and do some things, but I don't play nearly as hard as, especially when we used to play. But gosh. I do like these events, and this gives me value for my time, and I really respect that. So
yeah, well, plus it's something for the long haul. It's not something where you can just grind through, like it's a progressive thing, which I think is big. I still want them to come out with missions where it's like capture 20,000 because then I'll be there forever. But at least I know when I quick catch and it shows up. Like that was the thing I liked when I was when I was catching legendaries.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it caught, it's like rank up. So I knew I caught it. And I was just like, yes. I want more missions like that, so I get that little peek before I see it finish. That it's just
you, dude,
it's
the
that
endorphins.
The endorphins are real. So that one's sweet. But again, I would recommend getting the deluxe pass if you have the chance. If not, hey, no worries. Like you'll still get a reward of some sort. It's just if you care about luckies, the trinket might be something worth your while, especially if there's like one where you just started the friendship, but you're at least great friends. Mm-hmm. To then be like, let's trade and do this.
Yeah, I think
that's fantastic.
And I think this is a good trial, as I like to put it. Mm-hmm. I think that this type of pass will probably come around again, especially for maybe Go Fest.
Oh, dude, I'm hoping.
And the Go Wild event at the very least. I know they're trying to get more city safari events going on too for pieces around the world, which is cool.
I just want them to open it up because I was walking through that park by my job again.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
It's a great park.
Like there's so much parking space, there's so much land,
and at least there's mountains you can see in the back.
Yeah,
like,
it's that, but it has the mountain view without the kind of overwhelming clutter that is Denver.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
now. Not to say Denver's bad, but like there's a lot of shit going on down there. But like you're far enough to where like food trucks can be there and parked. Yeah. And I was even scoping it out. I was doing the research for you, Niantic. Like I was 2 or 3 food trucks on each of the sides of these giant like soccer fields. Mm-hmm. Would be perfect.
I don't drive by it directly a lot. I use E470 daily. Okay. So I can see it in the distance as I'm driving by, but that view, that landscape view from where I'm at is it's wonderful. So I think that's great backdrop. I think it's a great park idea, like you said. And that area, Tower and that part of Aurora has been booming.
Yes.
And they're building houses and shit out there. So anyway, point is, Niantic or whoever, it's not a bad place to host a big event.
Yeah,
I think it'd be pretty awesome.
And plus, there's bathroom facilities. Again, they have it gated off, so if you want to close off access so people can't just drive through, you just close the gates. Yeah. It's very much one directional, so you can control the flow of traffic. I think it's awesome, and especially again if you make it to where like there's food trucks in certain areas, mm-hmm. you put traffic in one zone, food in another, and you keep that because there's bathrooms in the center of all the areas.
Yeah. So
you're not getting overwhelmed. There's access to water. And again, the parking is good.
I was going to say pre-Vegas, I would have thought that kind of area would still be a long shot, mainly because of the lack of public transit out there.
Yeah.
However, they made Vegas work.
Yeah.
And that was literally like everyone's lifting or driving or Ubering, whatever it is. That bit was kind of a nightmare, honestly. But still very successful event, still a lot of fun. Yeah. And I think this would be a better version of that. So yeah, I do agree with you. That'd be really cool. It'd be really, really cool to be able to open that up. I still think, because we nominated, well,
I don't know that whole process.
We were going to nominate some areas in the area because
didn't someone be like, I'm doing it first? Like,
yeah, so they're basically like, don't nominate because I'm doing it type deal.
And we never even did they even post their nomination? Like their package of like what it was?
I don't know. We had plans. We had plans on plans, and I was going to put together a pretty sick package. And then there was this whole debate, and then it turned into an argument. And I was like, okay, fine. I'm not doing anything. You guys handle it because you guys are so much better or whatever. And then nothing came of it, obviously, so I have no idea. I'm just going to say Wash Park would be a terrible place to host a Go Fest.
It would be terrible. There's just too many people.
It's wonderful as a park as it is. But basically, unless you live there,
yeah,
and only certain people can live there, it's rough. So, yeah, I don't know. Point is, we would love to see a host event here. I think we got a lot of stuff to offer. I know Denver itself isn't necessarily a fun go-to city per se. Like, you're not getting a lot of tourists to Denver, is what I'm saying. Like, who's flying here to go to Denver? unless you're going to a venue like a Red Rocks,
Yeah.
or like a sports venue. Not too many people. Now, a lot of people are flying here to go to the mountains.
Yes.
There's a lot of really sick
A lot
shit
of people
in the
just
mountains.
apparently think we all live in the mountains. I still remember
I do only live
when
in
I
the
first
mountains.
met my cousins, like in New York, they thought like we rode horseback everywhere.
Yeah.
Because they just assumed like everything's just on a slope.
We're
And
all
I'm like,
cowboys,
what?
yeah. You can't get cars up there.
You could, yeah, I can't. I'm too scared. I'm like, but
Like,
either way,
my point is the city of Denver doesn't have a lot to offer yet for tourism itself.
yeah,
There's some cool things, a couple cool museums, and a couple cool things here and there, but
yeah,
for the most part, it's a work in progress. But I do like that venue for hosting something. So yeah, GOTour is going to be pretty great. I do love UNOVA. I wonder if this is a teaser.
For what?
Well, see, Pokemon Day is this week. It's on the Thursday, so a couple days from today.
What do you think they're going to announce on Pokemon Day? So, that way
so I think
we could fact check you.
Let's call it 90% of it will be about Pokemon Cafe and Pokemon Go and Pokemon TCG Pocket, like all the mobile games that they monetize.
Yeah,
And then they're going to be like, here, pay attention to our project that's coming pretty soon. And then they're going to do some Legends Z to A. And you're going to be like, fuck yeah, dude. You're going to be hype. Your hype boner will be
at an all-time high.
yeah, you'll be there. And then your hype boner will grow even larger because they're going to also announce that they've been working on Black and White or Black 2, White 2 remakes, UNOVA remakes, or UNOVA, some kind of a new game for the UNOVA region.
Though just so you guys are aware.
Because I don't know if you're aware, but if you went to go buy Pokemon Black or White from somewhere, not sure where, it might cost you, I don't know, how much do you think it costs?
$70-$80.
Maybe like 150. So, like, and it's really hard to be able to play these games unless you already have them. I'm fortunate enough, my wife hoarded all the Pokemon games in history, so we have literally every version. But not everyone is that lucky.
Yeah.
And then, like, because I even proposed to her, like, I kind of want to play through these games, like these old Pokemon games. But then now I have to delete old files, and I don't know how I feel about that.
It's almost like committing a crime. Like I don't feel comfortable. Like I'm gonna try to revisit it and just like be like, where was I at here?
You're murdering a character. Like
even when I bought the one, because I think I told you when I bought Pokemon Y.
Yeah.
And someone else had their account. I looked at it just to see like, can I like adopt something from this account before I like murder it? So like there was proof like someone started Pokemon was there. Like, I can't just trash it.
Similarly, I have like Chris's old like Fire Red or those things. I was like, I'm not deleting that. Like, so like if I want to play through those games, I'll have to buy another version of it. But like, yeah, it's like stuff like that. It feels bad to delete those old files. Now the newer games don't have that problem because it saves it to the system as opposed to the cartridge.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. I guess they're going to be like, oh, look, Pokemon Unite. We got new costumes for Pokemon, which bring to Pokemon Go. Come on.
Please.
It's literally the easiest thing.
If that could be anything of whatever Niantic is selling to that other company, please, other company, like, do that. And then have that merger.
We talked about this last time. That's something I would love to see in a Pokemon game, mainline or otherwise, to be able to costume my Pokemon. Like, really give me the tools to customize my character.
Yeah,
I want different builds, hairstyles, eyes, blah, 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 blah.
All of it.
Clothing, and I need it to be unlocked. I want to be able to wear whatever I want, do whatever I want. Characters look however they need to. And then I want to be able to do that with my Pokemon.
Yeah. And again, and the money literally writes itself out in the big fat checks for you because you have every game, you have their attire. All you have to sell is a Kanto package.
Yeah.
UNOVA, Halolan.
Yeah.
And you have clothing from all the varieties, from every sprite possible, from trainer to teacher to ranger to Officer Jenny and like Nurse Joy. Like, there's so much opportunity. That's why I just look at Niantic and I'm like, you guys could do so much more. And you're not doing it. And maybe another person with the vision and the programmers will be like, oh, yeah, that's easy as hell.
I was having that conversation with alphanumeric.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, Niantic just does the bare fucking minimum. Because like I was talking about, like we used to be excited for certain events,
Yeah.
right? Like even like Adventure Week.
Yes,
and
dinosaurs.
I'm hoping it's better this year, but it's just like the last few times we've gotten excited about an event, it's literally just a retread of what they did the year prior, or something
with
along
less
those lines.
shit,
or like less. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Like everyone loves these things. This is a great opportunity.
And they thought they could save it with like, we have cool backgrounds.
Oh, the capture cards.
No, that does not
to add some kind of weird fake rarity to your Pokemon.
Yeah,
cool. Love it.
Yeah, and you can't transfer them like.
Dude, I'm sorry. I don't care about capture cards.
No.
I know some people like look forward to them because it's technically a rarer, whatever.
Game.
Yeah, sure.
Like I got a capture card thing for a Genesect I caught.
Okay.
Like I wasn't expecting that, and I was like, cool.
Yeah, but I hate
what
the
do I do
event
with
capture
this?
cards. If it actually did like what it does during the other events, like in-person events, like the capture card, and it had like, say
The
they had
location.
Denver in the background,
Yeah.
or mountains in the back, the Rocky Mountains in the background,
Agreed.
as the capture card,
Agreed.
that would be sick. But when it's like Community Day capture card and it's just like the Community Day
Squares.
lattice,
I'm like,
yes,
Ugh.
mighty, great.
I feel
Mighty
that.
Pokemon. I know that's probably a Go Wild thing specific.
Go Wild's
I
gonna
really
be-
wish it was in the other one.
Well, and see,
I really wish.
I
Mighty
think I was
Pokemon-
surprised because even when speaking of like feature-esque Pokemon,
Yeah.
I was honestly surprised Dynamax wasn't involved in this one.
D-Max. Well, it's because Dynamax, all right, is from Gen 8. This is all about Gen 5, baby.
Okay, maybe that's why. Because like Richie,
see,
because he mentioned it, he's like, "There's nothing Dynamax." I was kind of glad. I was like, if anything, that's going to be a Go Fest feature because that's when all hands are on deck.
It might be.
It's summertime.
All the that's the rest of the Gigantamax I haven't released yet.
Oh,
It'll
they'll just
be
show
the
up
big
like-
event. It's just like Titans. It's like a Pacific Rim.
What if that was what the new company does? They're
It
like,
is
we're gonna
weird.
have a Godzilla crossover, Pacific
They're
Rim
just gonna
crossover,
crossover with IP.
Kaiju baby.
Let's go.
It's gonna be Kaiju Summer,
Oh shit!
and then you're just gonna see it's gonna have
Give it to me.
Squirtle with the sunglasses, and it's gonna have Godzilla with the sunglasses, and you're like Kaiju Summer
Hell yeah, dude. Okay.
2025.
Might be fun. But yeah, so my theory is because Gen 5 Pokemon, the base Gen 5. So Gen 5 Unova, as you guys know, is the largest addition Pokedex there was to the Pokemon
Yeah, there was
series.
a fuck ton of that.
Because it essentially was like, what if we reimagined Gen 1, but in New York? In America type deal. So all the Gen 5, the Unova Pokemon, there's exactly 150 that they added. And they were
Jeez.
trying to be, you see a lot of parallels with Pokemon of the Kanto decks. So Unova and Kanto have a lot of parallels. So like Poliwag, Tympole,
yeah,
that kind of stuff.
Tauros, Buffalon.
Toro, exactly. So, and there's not a one-to-one to every single Pokemon, but there are a lot of parallels there, and they did that on purpose. That's by design. And after this, there hasn't the Gen 5 Pokemon are the hardest to get in the most recent games, and that's why I also think they're going to be doing a remake of some sort.
Okay.
Because the monkeys, the little
Panseers?
Pansage, Panpour,
Yeah.
you can't get those in any modern Pokemon game. They're only in X and Y and Pokemon Go. Sorry, they're only Black and White and Pokemon Go. You can't get them in Scarlet Violet. You can't get them in Sword and Shield. You can't get them in the Gen 4 remakes. Anything that's on the Switch, you can't get.
I thought they were in X and Y.
X and Y, you can like trade them, or you can get them to X and Y, but I'm not counting. I'm talking about on the Switch.
Oh,
Any of the
yeah.
Switch games? No. And that's what I consider modern.
Because those are the only ones that can actually interact with like Bank and things, right?
Correct. Or Home, yeah.
Home, yeah.
So yeah, Bank was the DS, and they delisted Bank. You can't get Pokemon
Which
Bank
sucks.
on your DSs anymore. So Carla's DS is considered a rare DS because it still has Bank.
Yeah.
And so I can still hook up old DS games or whatever to her Bank and get those transferred to Home.
I thought they stopped the transferability.
They
there.
did, but she had like there was like a time period. Either way, point
Yeah.
is like I was able to save some
there
old
is a
Pokemon
way.
from like Omega Ruby.
Yeah, because that's how I got all those pavilions.
Yeah.
That was why I bought. Like, why I was like, I'm gonna get these pavilions and I'm gonna trade.
But yeah, so like you can't get any of those. Like literally, you cannot get them in a Switch game, and like that's so weird to me.
It really is.
And so that's why I'm kind of high on the idea of that. The two most requested remakes are UNOVA and JoJo. Because while I think, even though it still blows my mind you haven't played Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I think they're perfect remakes. They're so good.
Like when you showed me that video of the Japan and the research, I was like, what are these graphics? And you're like,
they're sick, dude.
What the hell? I was like, what is this?
Heart Gold and Soul Silver they might still be my favorite Pokemon games. They're just, it's like, because Gold and Silver and Crystal were basically perfect. Like, when we played them, I know this is a lot of nostalgia or whatever. Great. And then Heart Gold and Soul Silver took it to the next level. And then that's what started the shit. They had the Poke Walker. You put your Pokemon on there. You walk with it. All this other shit. That was cool.
And see,
I loved it.
And like that's where I'm hoping they do. And so like for the Pokemon Day, I hope like maybe they give us a peek. I would love to get a peek for more Pokemon Go stuff, but I just feel like it's going to focus more on like obviously the main games. I'm just curious, like with the main games, if they decide to do like the remakes of Black and White, like how will that translate to Pokemon? If like maybe that'll be like the feature, like Pokemon, like the GOTour or Go Fest is like, here we fucking go, and let's do something big for it. Like I would love to see that.
Yeah, I think so. I think they will have something Pokemon Go related, just because they want to touch all of their main properties.
Yeah.
In Pokemon Day. I'm curious to see, like, because if they do announce, like, a Black and White remake, I mean, they'll be like, hey, GOTour UNOVA is happening this weekend globally, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
And then, random thought for me is I just want them to throw something out of complete left field. Like, they're like, we're going to have a new movie called The Origins of Mew. And then it's just going to just show up, and then Mew's going to be like, I'm back, mofos. And then he's just, like, blowing shit up. And then the original Mewtwo.
Pokemon and shit, too.
That's where he went. He's like, I wanted to go make a new world. And Mew's actually the destroyer in the future.
If you've ever seen any of those Pokemon conspiracy theorists or whatever, they connect literally every game. It's insane. I need to watch like the deep dives. The depths these people go into.
The only things I've seen is where they connect like all the legendaries of like who, like what order or precedence they kind of fall into.
I think I've seen that like really cool chart of the.
Yeah. I think that's really cool. Or I like the ones where they'll do like the Pokemon lineage tree. Mm-hmm. To show like there was an original Pokemon and this is how you got like the dogs
split into the different dogs.
Yeah,
and, like,
all the family branches
into like the foxes, that kind of stuff.
I love those.
Those are cool.
And to me, that's where I wish Pokemon would go, would be to explore that lore
Pokemon genealogy.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Like tie in all the schools. I want like old characters to come back. Like I want Red to come back and Blue to be like, we've been gone all this time, but there's a reason, and it's because we were in this other area. It all just
comes together as one big thing. That'd be really interesting.
I would love to see that. Like it turns out, like the folks, the professors or whatever, like Ashland were like several generations back, or they have some lineage where it's like his future kids are in this realm, and like we sent this Pokemon back, so you get like a little electric ghost. And you're like, what is it? Like, that's what Rotom actually is it ghost sent back from the past to help you? And that's why he possesses things, because he's trying to lead you in the right direction.
Trying to help you? Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I would love that. Like, Rotom's like, I'm actually here. Like, this is the future, and it just shows it. And then everyone like gets scared, and it's like, but we could change this if we beat this one Pokemon that's in the center of the earth. Or it's one that, like, maybe Giovanni and them come back. Like, Team Rocket has actually been involved for so long, and they do their actual takeover that they've always planned. I would love that.
Be interesting. But yeah,
sorry, that was a major tangent.
They'll probably, like I said, they'll sprinkle something in for Go. I just curious because like this is kind of the big bang for this like season and everything.
Yeah.
And then after this, I'm curious to see where Pokemon Go heads. Whether it's with new ownership or not, whatever season they're going to go into, they're going to dive more into the Gen 8 stuff, because that's what we're in with the Dynamax and Gigantamax.
Well, and they just need to pace themselves out a bit, too.
Yeah.
Because some of the stuff, it's like too ahead. And like you said with the events, we don't need as many, but like keep us entertained with like a battle pass for like a season. Because they had great ideas with the seasons.
Yeah.
It's just some of these ones, like we just had... Dalmice.
Yeah.
Random. That came out of left field entirely. Like, there was no build-up. It's like, here's a Delmise.
Well, the best part is Delmise is a fucking Gen 7 Pokemon.
Right! And where the hell is Mimikyu? Like, ugh! Like, it's still a problem. But, like, just flesh out the generations more. Get into the lore as some of the missions instead. So we can have a year, Unova, of understanding what it is. Give the highlights to New York of, like, where some of the things are based on. They could do that for all the games and take up the time and let us enjoy the full experience of that generation.
Agreed.
And not just rush through it when it comes to the tour or the fest.
Not the, oh shit, our shareholders want money, send the event.
Well, they could still get it. Like, they'll still get plenty of money. And again, if they would have done costumes, they would have been raking in money.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm asking for a little effort on their part more than...
Yeah, and that's where the problem is. Like, to me, this shows like they can make new items whenever they want, because there's never been a lucky trinket.
No.
There's been a lucky charm.
Hell yeah.
And things like that, or a shiny charm.
Shiny charm. Where's the shiny charm?
Where's the shiny charm at? Is that going to be something that's a prize when I'm level 60?
That'd be sick, actually.
That actually would be sick, and I'm putting that out there. I want you to do it.
Level 50, honestly,
it should have been for level 50. I still want to get another infinite incubator at level 60.
Yes. That should be a thing.
Because...
You meant infinite super incubator?
Ooh.
That's asking too much, I understand, but that'd be sick.
Girl, stop. Should be really dope. But yeah, I think that'd be amazing. It's just, we'll see where they go. Jumping back to the tour, what are your things that you're looking for the most in the tour? In
the tour itself? I mean, most of the time, it's the shinies, and I'm looking forward to the eggs. So, I like Unova. Like I said, I think it's a little underrated in terms of everyone's favorite generations, and I think part of that is just because pretty difficult to find nowadays and play through, and a lot of people don't want to play old games. But Black and White, and then Black 2 and White 2 were really good, even story wise. They're fascinating. So I like a lot of this. I have a kind of soft spot for Unova. And I like the Deerlings. I really like Sawsbucks.
Yeah.
Sawsbuck. I actually used Sawsbuck on my most recent team, like as a main Pokemon.
Nice.
Just because it's like grass normal, which is weird to have on your team, but whatever. I was like banging. It was great. Anyway, so I'm really looking forward to the Deerlings. There's quite a few shinies from Unova I don't have yet. So just shiny hunting in general will be pretty fun, hopefully. Shiny odds are good. And then I loved, since Hoenn, I loved doing the regionals and the 10Ks. Hatching them as much as I can type deal. Like, that one was nice because they did not guarantee, but they were like, you'll find 10Ks more frequently.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about this one.
I've been pouring through the text, and I was like, I don't see it.
I didn't see it confirmed in the text, and then, like, again, like, Trainer Tips Nick was one I watched, and he was getting 5 and 2Ks all the time. He still found like a batch of 10K, so he'd be able to hatch 5 or 6 at a time, but he still had like 2Ks or 3 or 5Ks. So anyway, point is, I'd really like those. So it's really the shiny hunt for me. Zekrom, the rating aspect, I don't care about as much. I guess fusing would be cool just to have.
I need to go through my guys and see which ones I would want to fuse.
I think I'm looking forward to that, and just looking forward to playing in nice weather. If it's nice this weekend, like it's supposed to.
Well, and I was like debating if I should get some of the Home Depot buckets again, and just put them out there with like waters and be like, "Good luck, everybody," and just put them in the 4 corners and just be like,
as long as we don't watch one walk off.
At least they're like cheap. So
yeah, I mean that'd be pretty cool. Again, it's an opportunity to try to do more community stuff, and I think that's what I'm looking forward to, as well as the actual playing of the event. Again, we talked about it kind of at the top, but like it's almost overwhelming how much shit popped up this week for the event. So much, because you got this new battle pass thing. You had the different raid. The different, like, here's the raid pass, here's the eggs pass. Oh, by the way, this is the road to Unova, so we're going to do raid day every day. And we're going to do raid day for Genesect on Monday, and the fucking, Genies on Tuesday, or whatever it is on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I forgot whatever the cadence is, but it's just, there's so much going on.
There's just something every day of this week, and I'm like, I just feel like that one white girl that's in the streets. It's just like, stop.
But
I'm just like, please.
But I kind of like it because it does feel more like this is a big event.
Like it actually has a build up.
Yeah, and I think it might have been different. I know one thing we wanted to try to do was go to an event in person. And I think maybe it'd be a little different if this was the build up to the in-person event type deal. It's like, oh, there's this build up and then we go. And I'm only liking that to like things like the Super Bowl or like sports events, like F1, like when an F1 race is in town, the whole week leading up to that race is just the city's a block party for
saying, bang, bang, bang.
And I think that's really kind of fascinating, kind of fun. And you don't have to take part in every little bit of it. Otherwise, you might burn yourself out or whatever. But again, it can be a little overwhelming. And so I open my game. It's like, shit, I'm being assaulted by whatever is on screen right now. But I kind of like it, like I said, because you get to pick and choose ways that you get the value out of your time and your effort. Yeah. So that's what I'm mostly looking forward.
Well, and especially because like with this event, this is 8 hours each day, 16 hours total of something to keep you active and outside. I doubt anyone's to be walking the full 16 hours because you need a bathroom break. You're going to need a food break. Your phone's going to need a break. Yeah. Your back hurts, your leg. You just like hopefully again, encourage people to watch your surroundings like the game tells you. Especially in Colorado, like I know there was a lot of people that like to drive and play. And with that new law, you can get in trouble for that. So don't do that shit. Or if you're driving, make sure someone else is playing for you so you can do that, because it'd be really crappy to get a ticket while trying to enjoy this game.
I mean, ultimately, I would implore you, please don't play and drive, but...
or have others play on your behalf while you're driving them.
Yeah, just something along the
Be line. Attentive.
I've been in way too many almost accidents recently for people not paying attention.
Oh, so dude.
I'd prefer that not to be the case out there. I want you guys to be safe. Protect your stuff. Protect your property. But yeah, I mean, the event, I'm curious because it kind of almost feels like a big last hurrah before other major change or, again, a big shift. So we'll see what happens. I'm curious. I'm really curious to see what happens after the event. But for now, I'm looking forward to the event, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think they did a good hype up for it. And again, like you said, like there's a lot of new trials. If they do end up selling, because it just says like right now it's on the table. I don't think they've confirmed that they've sold.
Yeah, no, there hasn't. There's
so
talks.
I think that this will be that company's time to like review the Nintendo contract of like what blood oaths were made, and then if they could like renegotiate, and hopefully if they could renegotiate and like do things, because I know I was mentioning to like. Forgot who I was talking with, but I was like, I would love for them to do alternate colorings for Pokemon, because I think they could do that and just make it fun. We've talked about the costumes forever.
Yeah.
Distance trading, there's still, because it said like distance still applies. And I'm just like, why? Just take it out.
Dude. The global trading should.
It should be global, especially with other features like our Pokemon Home being able to do global stuff all the time.
Well, I can do everything else globally. I can send you gifts. I can fight you across the world. I can technically join you in a raid across the world. I can do everything else globally. Why can't I trade?
Yeah. There's literally no need not to. I know there's like the fearful, I just think again, it's just fear of well, you could trade a spoofer. I'm like, technically a spoofer could jump to you and trade. So it's
I think the biggest fear is it would unlock the idea of people being able to sell trades.
Yeah,
I'll sell you my my clones because they haven't been brought back, right? I'll sell you my clone Charizard or my clone Venusaur or my clone Blastoise. Send me $20 and I'll trade it to you right now. Do I buy that for $20? I might buy that. But anyway, but that's the point. Is I think that's what they're mostly afraid of, because that just opens up a whole can of worms for that. But I mean, it's just like the case of something I would consider that niche and shitty ruins it for the bulk of the players that wouldn't abuse that kind of system.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, like I said, I have a few friends that live in Japan still. They're sending me gifts every day. So that's the most Vivillon / scatterbugs I have is from Japan, the elegant or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh, we've been lucky for a year and a half, and I'm not going back to Japan yet, so we can't trade. We can't even use the lucky. I can't get lucky friends with my wife, and she lives with me. We trade a lot, so we end up getting lucky.
Even during the New Year, you guys didn't get lucky.
No, not guaranteed. And it was like increased. That's the insane bit. But
see, I missed the ones where you had the guaranteed first 3 trades where I could guaranteed lucky.
Yeah.
Where's that at? Bring that back.
Yeah, for real.
Because I missed that. Because that'd be where you did it.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, oh, we have our first 3 are going to be lucky.
But
let's do this.
But yeah, no. Either way, point is like I can't trade with my Japanese friends unless I go there.
Yeah.
And the only other option I would have is to like spoof or something. I'm not spoofing on my phone. I don't want to get my account fucking
exactly. And that's where like the trinkets will be nice too, especially like when it comes to, well, even if you're going to, that's where I hope like they do a charm to where you can just be good friends and get a lucky. Because to me, those are the times when you're at those big global events in like, person. And you just meet someone and they like have the trading post and they want a shiny legendary and you're like, I'm not going to use $1 million.
Like, if you traveled the world or whatever, like I think of Montana. That girl that was into F1 in Japan. Didn't play Pokemon Go, but if she did.
Montana like, plays?
Well, like, okay. Well, I mean, ultimately though, it's just like you just met Montana.
Yeah.
And is it 7 days for great friends?
Yes.
So you'd either have to wait 7 days,
right,
or you'd be able to just send it immediately. Because having a lucky trade with that person is arguably more interesting than just a normal trade. And anyway, so
yeah,
that stuff's kind of interesting. There's a lot more they can do, obviously, and hopefully they do, and maybe under new ownership they can find new ways.
I saw Niantic's listening. They're like, we're not selling nothing.
Oh, okay, man.
They're like, this is our bread and butter. We got this. We retiring with this motherfucker.
Remind them that the asking price was like $3.4 billion or something, or the offer was like $3.
I think they can make that easily again. Again, they just got to bring costumes into it. Stop being scaredy cats.
All right. Well, you got anything else for the people?
If anything, again, please be mindful of stuff. I know there's been obviously a lot of changes and a lot of instability with things. A lot of stuff. And like we've talked about before with the community stuff, get involved. I know with our
great opportunity to get involved right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with like our group for Aurora Masters, there's a lot of people like when we were there, like getting into new interests like mycology. We've always had interested in like growing different things and like Joseph and his wife have a new comic that they have come out.
Yeah, Mare,
which is pretty dope. So there's plenty of things that people are interested in. So if you have like a small business or whatever and you want to like promote it, like I think again, still let us know beforehand. Because I would like to start like a little Discord sub channel or sub page, just to be like, here's work that we have, and again, have it be appropriate, like family friendly.
Yeah.
And just like let us know so that way like we can like post it up, even if it's like once a week. Send out kind of a blast to everyone, be like, hey, here's new opportunities. Would be awesome.
You might be surprised on what's going on in our community. People that make hats, people that make play mats, people that make, like you said, T-shirts, comic books. Writing an entire serialized story online, that kind of stuff. It's all in the community. So having a place like that to share is pretty nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, to that point, like you said, it's a great time to get active in anything and everything that you're interested in or want to fight for.
Yes.
So just look out for those opportunities and really, I mean, send it. It would be my guess or my advice. There's a whole beautiful world out there that we can contribute to and try to make this place a little better. So
yeah, especially if you're like being more decisive as to where you want to spend your dollars.
Dollar bills.
I think that's important too. So I like supporting the different local stuff.
Yeah,
We're going to be trying to do more local stuff too, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So we need to talk to the Piper Inn folks and see like if we could still, because I love to go there and have like a wing night.
Give me the wings, dude.
Because he said he'd work out a good deal with us, and it's like if we could do like 100 wings for
like half a year.
Yeah,
sorry, half a decade. I mean, sorry.
Like,
they're still there.
They're still there. Like,
I still get gifts and shit from them.
Dope.
In Pokemon Go, even though I'm terrible at that shit. So.
You really are. What's his trainer name?
Oh gosh, I recognize it if I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I'm not looking at it right now.
It's all right, no worries.
Point is, and then his son.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, now he's like grown.
Yeah, that's the other thing is he's grown ass kids. But point is, we're going to try to do community, like local things. There's a lot of things that we can do here. There's a lot of really cool things coming here.
Yeah. There may be some stuff with the TCG that you might be seeing in the near future.
Oh yeah, like
where we might be like supporting other groups there.
For sure.
I know we wanted to get it more into the battling stuff again in PvP, if there's interest, or again like just to meet up with some of the old folks, that OG folks that play would be fun.
Even if there's not, we're gonna do it. So.
Yeah, and again, it's all to go back and help the community. So that's our big focus at the end of the day.
All right. Well, with that being said, looking forward to GOTour UNOVA. I'm on the road to UNOVA City.
I'm going to be clearing so much stuff in my bags. Like I'm going through doing the big purges. Highly encourage you. And again, also don't shred everything. There might be some transfer things. So I would say like save like 20 of them and just mark them. If there's ones,
you're going to catch enough to shred anyway.
I know people will. I would say also hiding up your searching, like your save searches.
Okay.
So that we can have quicker stuff. If you're looking for specific stats, save them. Because then if you could do those quick searches so you can star them so you know you can delete more efficiently.
Yeah.
I highly recommend that because I think a lot of people forget. Yeah. And just
a lot of nice tips.
Best of luck.
Good luck. I love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.